The Linn-Benton Roadrunners, three-time defending champions of the Northwest Athletic Conference, 74 match victories in a row spanning all the way back to 2022, now closing out their latest homestead against the Ospreys of Rogue Community College. My name is Brad Whitman. Alongside me today is Phoebe Eisen. Phoebe, how have Linn-Benton continued to be so dominant over the past 3 seasons?
Happy to be here with you, Brad. Before this game, we had the opportunity to talk with Linn-Benton Community College's head coach, Jamie Frazier, who shared with us some of the community and leadership building strategies that she implements in her coaching. The players work on and off the court to develop a sense of unity and cohesion, which is essential in team sports such as volleyball. Hopefully all that hard work and training pays off tonight in this game.
And it has done them very good so far. The Linn-Benton Roadrunners currently 19-0 overall, 5-0 in the Southern Conference, the only undefeated team left in the entirety of the SWAC, and it helped big time in their match last night against Southwestern Oregon. The Lakers fell in just 3 sets. Linn-Benton got a little bit dicey in the third set, 20-26, but the Roadrunners stayed on top, led by Brooklyn Willard, who had 14 kills on just 38 attempts. Assisting her, Amy Pappas, the freshman, had 8 kills. Grace Luttrell, Maddie Hellum, Rowan Riley also had 7 kills each to boot.
Strong start to the season for LBCC. Rogue Community College is beginning their season with 3 wins and 2 losses, and they are riding high off of their victory from last night. The Ospreys swept Lane Community College with Ili Luau Limaga and Sharia Ufutsi leading their team to victory.
And we'll see how they fare against the starting lineup for Linn-Benton Community College. Number 4, Mia Carley. Number 6, Brooklyn Willard. Number 8, Annabelle Peterson. Number 9, Amy Pappas. Number 11, Grace Luttrell. And number 12, Maddie Hellum.
What a lineup. Rogue Community College has a strong starting lineup as well, consisting of number 2, Shayla Lacamiento, number 7, Soraya Nani, number 11, Piper O'Farrell, number 12, Naomi Johnson, number 13, Sharia Ufutsi, and number 14, Ili Luau Limaga.
It should be a great match. We're going to cut to a quick break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with set number 1. The first set between the Roadrunners and the Rogue Ospreys about to get underway. Linn-Benton trying to extend their multi-season win record. They're currently sitting at 74 match wins in a row, trying to make it 75 tonight.
So impressive, Brad. Oh my goodness. How do you think that they've kept this up over the season?
I mean, one of the big things we've heard, we did talk to Jamie Frazier before the match, and she just said that they're taking it one game at a time, not fixating on that number of 74 or 75, just taking it one step at a time, looking at every single game like it's just another game, nothing special about it, and just playing their best.
Absolutely, and that's that winning strategy right there, as we've seen.
We'll see how the Ospreys from Rogue fare. Linn-Benton are the heavy favorites in this one, of course, sitting with that 19-0 overall record to get things going. And, I mean, one of the players to watch always for Linn-Benton, Brooklyn Willard, the sophomore from right here in Albany, Oregon. One of the most powerful hitters there is, leader in kills for Linn-Benton, 1 away from 200 kills this season. Also coming up on an incredible number of career kills. She's at 458. She's almost at 500.
Wow, that's honestly so impressive. I'm excited to see how they fare in this game and how those skills are put to the test here in a second.
The other thing head coach Jamie Frazier did do was talk about how much this team has been focusing on defense lately. Their defense against Southwestern Oregon was outstanding. Grace Luttrell at the net is one of the best players to beat. Currently sitting at number 2 in the entirety of the Northwest Athletic Conference for blocks per set. And she lets every single team know. Stands at 5'11", but has a really, really long frame. She's able to get those arms up, shut balls down, but also create some heavy hitting power.
Absolutely. And when we were speaking with Coach Frazier earlier, she also let us know that their offense is also becoming a lot more fine-tuned in this season. The players are getting more confident in experimenting, and I'm excited to see how that plays out in this game here.
Yeah, I'm expecting their offense to try and get on the board early. One of the most common patterns with this Linn-Benton team, no matter who they're facing, it's always close up until 10 points. Once they hit that double-digit mark, once they hit 10, that's where they start to take off. That's where they build that lead, and usually they hit 20 points with at least a 5-point lead.
Right, and that momentum just, it backs them up, it gives them confidence, it helps them continue their streak. Hopefully they're on their 75th win of the season here if they win this set. Very exciting time, but they're keeping themselves humble, keeping their heads level throughout this.
And we will see the early exchange. Annabelle Peterson will head out as number 1. Kinsey Brelage, the libero for Linn-Benton, steps onto the court, is a big leader for this Linn-Benton team. Not only the starting libero, but also just leading in digs, leading in receptions, leader on and off the court, almost at 800 career digs and now over 900 career receptions. She has been the player to watch defensively for Linn-Benton. First set underway. Rogue send it over. Carly in early to Luttrell. A little bit too much under that one as it's out of bounds. First point will go the way of Rogue. Seeing that quick and early start from Linn-Benton. Want to get that offense activated early. Want to try and minimize the attacking errors early. Received well by Willard. Far side. Hellam strikes off the hands of Lasamiento and will drop. Maddie Hellam picks up the first kill for Linn-Benton.
Now serving is number 12, Maddie Hellam.
Hellam now back to serve for the Roadrunners. Puts it right in the middle, picked up well by Rogue, looking for their first attempt, kept alive by Carly. Set, put away, off the hands of Brooklyn. Willard goes straight through the block, and Linn-Benton take the first lead of the day.
Strong place to start from Linn-Benton.
Just looking for those go-to hitters. Early kills from Brooklyn Willard and Maddie Hellam. And now the serve from Hellam, too long, and that will tie things up. So 2 errors from Linn-Benton early to give Rogue their first 2 points. Shreya Fudi back to serve for the Ospreys, is the kill leader for Rogue, and her serve will be out as well. Back-to-back service errors will give Linn-Benton their lead right back, but still keeping it pretty close to get things going. Kinsey Brelage, 3rd in service aces for Linn-Benton. They'll put in a bit of an awkward spot. Quick turnaround. Brelage digs it out. Carly, far side, finds Brooklyn Willard. Sent right back away, but it's kept alive and poked immediately over by Linn-Benton. Far side. This one just catches the line. Ili Luamaga will respond for Rogue, and we're all tied up at 3. Naomi Johnson getting her first time in place of Soraya Nanny. Emma Ness, the libero, back to serve for Rogue. And this one too far across as well. Back-to-back service errors for Rogue, immediately giving possession back. Avery Hughes, the secondary setter in, as well as Rowan Riley for Linn-Benton. Hughes leading in service aces for Linn-Benton, far side, poked over. Willard to Hughes, back over to Brooklyn Willard, off the block, picked up well by Rogue. The turnaround will drop in. Ili Luamaga again finds her second kill. She's 2 for 2 to get things going. Piper O'Farrell sends it across for the Ospreys. Hughes, far side again, finds Willard. Soft touch over, dug up well by Rogue. Will just be sent over by Luamaga. Far set. Rowan Riley gets there, drops it downtown, and right in front of Emma Ness. The Beaks regain control.
Substitution for Rogue, number 17, Sarai Breezy. Serving for the Roadrunners is number 6, Brooklyn Willard.
Sarai Breezy will get her first time in for Rogue. Lobbed up well by Lasamiento, blocked at the net. by Linn-Benton. Tossed over, Hughes. Middle set to Rowan Riley, and she finds the gap. Linn-Benton extend the lead to 2. So far, the biggest gap we've seen in set number 1.
Oh, absolutely.
Has been a very close fight through and through. Both teams capitalizing on a couple errors.
You know, and Willard's float serve really just helps to switch it up there.
Another quick dish. Rogue able to stay in it, but not having enough touches to get that one across. Linn-Benton starting to go on a run now. Rogue again delivering off the block. Brelage to Hughes. Far side is Maddie Hellam. Immediately sent back across by Yafudi. Rowan Riley in response, and there will be a net violation on Rogue. It'll go the way of Linn-Benton. Starting to find their footing now. Again, sent across by Brooklyn Willard. This one too much under it. Already seeing 2 service errors on each side here in set number 1 before we even get to the 10-point mark.
Oh, good serve here.
Good setup and a good drop, and it will be kept alive just
Oh!
barely. And a great effort
Diving
coming out
save.
from Ililualamaga, but can't get it across. That'll bring in Grace Luttrell in place of Kinsey Brelage. Again, Luttrell always a threat at the net offensively or defensively.
And there's the
Hughes
set.
lobs it to Maddie Hellam. Big strike. Immediately sent back over. Hellam will just give it up to Willard, who sends it across early.
And it's hip.
High set. Hughes. Far side. Rowan Riley blocked. Some good defense from Rogue. Rowan Riley
outside.
again will drop this one in. Linn-Benton hit 10 points, 10-5, and they're starting to get on a roll.
Up to serve is Annabelle Peterson. And the serve is good.
Right in the
Outside.
middle. Far side, off the block, it drops. And there's the solidness on defense. Grace Luttrell, Rowan Riley line up to make the block happen. An immediate timeout called by Rogue, just trying to slow down the bleeding. Head coach Christine Nelson spearheading this team, just trying to give them a little bit of time to get back in it. Jamie Fraser, head coach for Linn-Benton, more than happy to take the time to correct a couple of those little mistakes and keep the motivation up.
Really strong start for the Beaks here, though. Brooklyn Willard once again leading her team in this. She's been doing great this season. And Rowan Riley as well, teaming up with her to lead this team in their strong start of 6 points above Rogue Community College.
Yeah, Rowan Riley already 3 for 4 to get this set underway. Starting very efficient. Have seen Brooklyn Willard and Maddie Hellam a little bit slow to catch fire, both 1 for 5 to get things underway. Also haven't seen Grace Luttrell get a lot of attempts yet, assuming those numbers will definitely bump up as this match goes on and on. But Rogue doing a good job staying close, but have let it get away. We'll see if they're able to come out a little bit of a different energy after that timeout.
Absolutely.
Brooklyn Willard, the sophomore to watch for. Linn-Benton sends it across right down Main Street again. Far side.
Oh.
And whistle will be blown. It looks like it will be a violation on Rogue. So the point will go the way of Linn-Benton. Have seen a couple of those early. Rogue need to try to do their best to maintain composure. Don't want to allow a lot of those errors to come through early. Hughes up to Maddie Hellam, high set, able to make the timing well, and again finding the gap. There seems to be a little bit of miscommunication on defense from Rogue.
Still serving for LB is number 8, Annabelle Peterson.
And here's Peterson up for serve again. She's been consistent in this.
Not quite as
so
consistent there. It's always that little jinx, but she will swap out Kinsey Brelage, the defensive specialist, back on the court for LBCC. Roadrunner still a solid 7-point lead. Again, a very big gap to start out this set. They're just going to keep looking to extend it even further. Naomi Johnson across. Hughes sends it up. Maddie Hallam forced to touch it over. Far side in response is Afuti. Hughes in close. Grace Luttrell. And there's that heavy hitting swing that we've seen time and time again. Grace Luttrell unleashes the cannon.
Absolutely. That form was impeccable.
Mia Carley will hop back in, the veteran setter for Linn-Benton. Just last week got her 1,000th assist for her Linn-Benton career. And now Brooklyn Willard able to keep it alive off the net. Does it get over? No, it does not. Just falling short. Maddie Hallam tried to read the net, kept it going. Grace Luttrell just couldn't send it over from that angle. Piper O'Farrell back in. Shayla Lacamiento back to serve for Rogue. Sends it right to Brelage. Hughes gives it back to Luttrell, and off the net it drops. A little bit unorthodox, but the result is the same.
Oh, absolutely. But that's the type of confidence that the players have been building, as we talked with the head coach about earlier today.
The one-handed set from Carley was just trying to get it over, and now might be a reception error. That it is. Emma Neese not able to gain control of that one, so it will be a service ace for Maddie Hallam.
Oh, and our Roadrunner mascot has made an appearance now on the sidelines.
He's not always the most energetic, but he's there. Maddie Hallam drops another serve across. Rogue looking to answer. O'Farrell blocked again by Luttrell. At the net, sends it to the backcourt. And that is the Grace Luttrell special. A block immediately turns around and fires down another kill.
And this leads the teams to another timeout. Rogue Community College once again trying to slow down the force that is LBCC.
Yeah, head coach Christine Nelson immediately using that second timeout. It is a 10-point deficit already, 17-7, a very comfortable lead for Linn-Benton. This is the kind of lead where you might see them hit 20, and that's where you might see some of the freshmen get a little bit more time. Players like Mia Monahan, Molly Schottefer, Lauren Burnt, who are going to get more time next year. Obviously, being that sophomore class, going to have to step up big time. We'll see if they get a little bit of time now.
Absolutely, and it's this point in the game, folks, with the 10-point deficit where coaches really need to connect with their team again, get people back on the right page, which is exactly what Rogue Community College is trying to do here. Let's see if it's going to work.
Yeah, I'm intrigued to know what Coach Nelson is saying to her players, as trying to stop a force that is Linn-Benton is such a tall order for any team.
Yes.
As we know, Linn-Benton, they have not dropped a single set since August.
You know, it would be intimidating to say the least to verse this team. I wonder how they're feeling.
We'll have to see what they do coming out of the timeout. 17-7, Linn-Benton continue their comfortable lead. Maddie Hallam sends it across again, received well. In response, blocked again by Luttrell and Willard, and they knew it right off their hands. And we'll see what adaptations Rogue is able to make, as right now they can just not get through the Roadrunners, closing all margins, and that serve will just be out. The third service error for Linn-Benton, and there we will see Mia Monahan will get her first time in place of Maddie Hallam. Foodie sends it across. A little bit of miscommunication there between Carley and Luttrell. Will be sent to the far side of Foodie. Keeps the play going. O'Farrell in close and will catch off guard Pappas. Amy Pappas kind of in the wrong place at the wrong time. Couldn't receive that cleanly. Still a solid 9-point lead for Linn-Benton. Not feeling too shaken just yet. A Foodie across.
Strong serve.
in close. Willard responds. My word, what a response there. Grace Luttrell will hop out. Annabelle Peterson back on the floor as Kinsey Brelich back to serve. Linn-Benton not letting any mistake going unpunished. Brelich with that left-handed serve sends it across close to the net, put down, and it looks like there will be a net violation on Peterson. So Rogue will pick up the point, and they hit double digits for the first time this set.
And for those who don't know, that different colored jersey indicates that they are in the position of a libero or a defense specialist. They get to swap out to different positions, but they take those hard and fast balls.
Yeah, Emma Ness being the libero for Rogue. Kinsey Brelich being the libero for Linn-Benton. Both number 1. Liberos do like those low numbers.
Oh, they do.
Amy Pappas did have an attacking error. Close set. This one out of bounds as well. So 2 attacking errors from Linn-Benton, giving Rogue a little bit of life here. Now only 7 points back. Again, still a very comfortable lead for Linn-Benton. I think they'll be more comfortable once they hit 20. Ness, the backcourt. Willard receives. Carly just back up. Willard blocked out in front. Monahan doing a good job setting that one up front, and Peterson got a piece of it. It's sent back over. Great effort from Rogue. Willard in response off the block, still staying alive. Popped over and out of bounds. A huge rally won by the Ospreys.
Wow. Some close up to the net action there, folks. It's a really tight game right there.
O'Farrell having some clutch digs, keeping that possession alive. And that hyped up the bench for Rogue. Looking to do it again, Carly. Far side, Brooklyn Willard shut down. And now the defense are really stepping up from Rogue. Naomi Johnson and Piper O'Farrell with that block, and a timeout will be called by Linn-Benton. Jamie Frazier let them get 5 points back, and the Roadrunners just kind of want to stabilize.
And they're getting close to the end of the game here. We'll see if Rogue Community College can pull through and steal that 75th winning game in a row from the Beaks.
Yeah, they're looking to have another solid finish. They will move to their away games after this one. They'll go on a week-long road trip facing Clark, Lane, and Clackamas, so they want to get this win at home right now again to finish off this nice homestead. Got the victory over Southwestern Oregon. It was a little bit of a dramatic fashion, as I mentioned, in that third set, but still got the job done in a sweep. Now looking for potentially another sweep over Rogue, but the Ospreys, if they're able to show this resilience throughout this entire match, they might tire out the Roadrunners.
All right. And how do you think that they're looking going into those away games this next week?
I'm expecting the result to be the same.
Okay.
I would expect quite a lot of sweeps. Might see one of those teams take a game or two off. It will be tough to see. Clackamas would be a team that I'd expect to maybe take a set, but we'll have to see. And now, after the timeout, a long serve from Ness will give possession back to the Beaks. We'll see Pappas and Carly head back out. Hughes and Rowan Riley back on the court as the Beaks do hit 20. Looking to keep it going now. Again, Avery Hughes, always a fun player to watch on the serve. O'Farrell, another nice effort, but this one will drop short. It was a tough reception for Ili Lualamaga. O'Farrell tried her best to keep it alive. Avery Hughes, third in the entire Northwest Athletic Conference for service aces per set, leading Linn-Benton in service aces as well. Always just seems to know exactly where to put it. This one received well, set far side, straight off the hands of Monahan. Naomi Johnson with a great kill there for Rogue. One of the most ferocious attacks I think we've seen so far from the Ospreys.
The power behind that hit. Wow.
Sent over, and now Monahan not able to receive this cleanly. It's going to be a service ace for O'Farrell. Did see it a little bit last night. We saw Linn-Benton take a lead over Southwestern Oregon in set number 1. Saw Jamie Frazier put in a couple freshmen, and that actually allowed the Lakers to crawl back into it. Seeming to be a little bit similar here. Hughes will touch this one out of bounds, tried to just poke it over, and that will immediately bring Maddie Hellam back in for Mia Monahan. So a 10-point lead down to 4 for Linn-Benton. Hellam receives a little bit awkward. No one could reach it. Another service ace for O'Farrell. (21-18). Rogue brought themselves right back into it. Hellam to Hughes. Quick set to Peterson. Rapid fire. That's a great kill for Peterson.
3 points away from victory in this.
Want to get it done as quickly as they can, as O'Farrell will get some time to rest after a great effort on offense and defense. Far set, received well. Maddie Hellam, far side, too much under it, trying to play that kill close to the net, but it's such a tough angle to make work.
Here's the serve. It's good.
Hughes in close again to right Annabelle Peterson. Beautifully placed. Seeing those really quick sets between Hughes and Peterson. Seeing a lot of quick communication there. Kinsey Brelage will swap out. Grace Luttrell back on the floor. And this might be the end of the first set for Rogue.
Annabelle Peterson with that serve. It's good.
Rowan Riley, first touch, makes it count. The second touch from Rogue just kind of hopped over the net, and Rowan Riley ready for it, sends it right back down into the hardwood. The Beaks, 24-19, Rogue trying to stay in it. Peterson sends it across right down the middle, far side. Block comes through, Rogue still in it. Another block kept alive, sent immediately over. Linn-Benton trying to build an attack. Maddie Hellam in close, just going to push it towards the backside.
Going outside.
Building another attack. This one might be out. Did it catch the line? Yes, it did.
Call.
Peterson was called off of it, but it drops perfectly in the line. Was a tough call for the line judge, as Peterson's body was actually in the way of his vision, but Rogue will stay in this set, 24-20. Naomi Johnson back to serve, sends it across. Willard to Hughes, far side, Rowan Riley blocked. Does it drop? It hits,
yes.
And it will. And it looks like it will hit the pole on the net, so that will give Linn-Benton point number 25, as they will collect the victory here in set number 1, 25-20. A solid performance to get underway. A lot of tenacity from Rogue, but still very competitive. Again, final score for set number 1, 25-20. We're going to take a quick break. Don't go anywhere. Here at Linn-Benton Community College, the Roadrunners able to take set number 1, 25-20. Did have a 10-point lead in that set. It was 17-7 at one point, and
start.
Rogue, all credit to them. They came back, they kept it close, brought that 10-point lead down to 3 was the close. It was 21-18 after that. Linn-Benton obviously went on to take a 5-point lead and win the set, but still a very competitive start.
Absolutely, and it's so hard to keep confidence when you're down a couple points like that, but they stayed and they fought till the end there at Community College.
One of the big positive notes for Rogue is they minimized their errors. They only had a couple errors that entire set, only one attacking error, and now will start out set number 2 with a quick start. And already a point on the board. So early 1-0 Soraya Nanny credited for the kill.
Sharia Ufudi up for serve here. Good serve, and here it comes. Awkward. Outside, and that's out.
Yeah, Papa's got a little bit too much under that one. Again, was a little bit awkward with the reception. Afudi kind of sent it right at her head, and she just kind of reacted with both hands up. So it will be a quick 2-0 start for the Ospreys. Linn-Benton looking to get there first. Afudi again towards that far corner, too much under it.
Bit too much power there. But they've got it. They can tone it down here in a second.
Have seen 4 service errors now from Rogue. Had 2 early in that first set. Looking to minimize those mistakes as much as possible.
And it's coming outside.
Off the block, Willard gives it over to Carly up in front. Grace Luttrell shut down. What a block for Soraya Nanny. Her first block of the night solo, shutting down the lead middle blocker for Linn-Benton.
Strong defense here from Rogue Community College.
Has been a battle at the net. Linn-Benton do thrive in that space. They're a team that leads in blocks per set, leads the entire NWAC in blocks per set.
Wow.
Rogue, not as much known for that ability, but they've been giving a great effort up in front, and they've been giving the Roadrunners a run for their money in some situations.
Absolutely.
Foodie
Here
receives,
outside.
far side block. Does it drop in? Yes, it does. Ililualamaga will get credited for it. Rogue back up by 2. Piper O'Farrell did a lot of work in set number 1. Now Maddie Hellam straight off the hands of Foodie, quickly in response for Linn-Benton. Avery Hughes and Rowan Riley back in. Soraya Breezy in for Rogue. Hughes back to serve. Sends it right to Breezy on her first point in, and now this one goes long. It will be the second attacking error of the day for Rogue.
Still serving for the Roadrunners is number 3, Avery Hughes.
And Hughes here up to serve. She's been consistent with these. Hopefully she can pull it through for her team here. And then it's up and in.
Afudi will keep that one across. Brelage to Hughes, up front to Rowan Riley, quickly blocked to the net. Now Maddie Hellam up to shut down that next play. Will just be tossed across by Emma Neese. Hughes far side, back over to Peterson, kept alive again by Rogue. Afudi sends it back. Brelage keeps it up. This one battle at the net. No one can get it for Linn-Benton Rogue. Another tight rally, but the Ospreys come out on top.
Absolutely. There were some attempted tips in that last set there. And, you know, the blocking on Linn-Benton's team is just too good for that right now. And that's out.
Another service error for Rogue. They're starting to pile up here. Need to be able to minimize those kinds of mistakes and try and stay efficient as you can on the offensive side. Maddie Hellam sends it across. Serve to the far side of Foodie. Shut down. Peterson and Riley on the block. Annabelle Peterson, a huge shutdown there.
Linn-Benton has a strong wall of blockers that I don't know if Rogue can get over at this point.
Yeah, instead of going through, they're going to have to try and work their way around or off that block, or they're just trying to hit it off a far hand, get it out of bounds, or just try and spot an opening, maybe sacrifice a little bit of power for that precision. It's really the only way to get around those tough blockers for Linn-Benton. Afudi again will be off the hands of Hughes. Some miscommunication. Kinsey Brelage was behind her, may have been able to get that dig.
Naomi Johnson up to serve. And here she goes. It's up and in. Sets out.
Brooklyn Willard, good send there. Naomi Johnson just couldn't get under it. We'll bring back in Emma Ness.
Beaks here with a slight lead of 2 points. Let's see if they can make that gap a bit bigger.
Far side of Foodie, shut down off the block again. And that is one of the most lethal blocking duos you're going to see from Linn-Benton. Rowan Riley and Grace Luttrell side by side just have so much reach that's so tough to get through, and Foodie caught the full force of it there.
Absolutely. What a dynamic duo.
Picked up well by Rogue. Foodie again, shut down. And just time and time again, the wall just keeps getting higher.
Absolutely. On to the timeout.
Yeah, Christine Nelson, after watching back-to-back blocks come out on her leading scorer, Foodie, wanted to just slow things down. 10-6, not a huge gap to, you know, call a timeout, but just want to maybe strategize around that. Nelson in a one-on-one with a Foodie off to the sideline. Of course, Linn-Benton getting talked to by head coach Jamie Frazier. Just, again, telling them to keep doing what they're doing on defense. The blocking is looking immaculate.
Right. And, you know, this is the point in the game where you have to get a bit creative. When you've got some strong players on the other team, you got to work around that and assess your player's skill versus the other team there.
And Linn-Benton having currently double the amount of total blocks as Rogue. They're just able to keep up that pressure at the net. Also being just a little bit more efficient in terms of hitting percentage. Linn-Benton currently sitting at .214. Rogue sitting at .125. So just slightly more efficient on the offensive side. A couple less errors as well in terms of serving. Linn-Benton have actually had more attacking errors, though. They have struggled to make some of these plays happen, but still built themselves a 4-point lead here in set 2.
Beaks looking calm and collected, focused.
Drops them in close. Received well, sent across. Hughes got the first touch. Peterson sets it up from the back line off the block. Riley got a piece of it. Now dropped right back down. It was a great effort from Soraya Breezy. Did catch a piece of it, but couldn't get enough. So after the timeout from Rogue, Linn-Benton still able to add on to their lead. Up front, it will be tapped across. That is a beautiful tip from Foodie.
Foodie has a skill for looking for the holes, going in between the seams on those tips.
Shayla Lacamiento back in for Rogue. As well as Brelage in for Peterson. That's a huge strike from Rowan Riley.
It's a hard hit to get up.
Emma Ness did her best to reach it, couldn't do so. You're going to see Mia Carley get in as well as freshmen getting their time in. That's Faith Bukite getting her first minutes. 5'11" freshman from Salem. Will be working up front for the Roadrunners. Will help out with a block there. Grace Luttrell got the main piece of it, and she just continues to be lethal. That's her 4th block of the night.
13-7 here, folks.
In set number 1, that's 7 points, is where Rogue kind of came to a standstill. Doing it similarly here. A Foodie sent it over. Hellam kept it alive. Carly far side will find Bukite. Faith Bukite, that's her 12th kill of the season. Again, making her minutes worth it, and it will activate the 2nd timeout already from Rogue.
At this point in this gameplay, you can see how intimidating it is to go up against the Beaks here. Rogue Valley, they're trying hard to keep it up, but it's definitely, there's some worried looks on their faces at the moment.
Yeah, Coach Nelson and giving her players a pep talk, trying to help out with the positioning. Coach Frazier for Linn-Benton. Again, not much to say there, but Nelson, a lot to talk about in this one, trying to get her team reoriented, being able to deal with this Linn-Benton offense and the defense as well. We've seen so many great defensive stands from Linn-Benton, whether it be digs or blocking, but the real battle has been at the net.
Here the timeout is coming to a close. Linn-Benton getting back on the court. Ready to keep pushing here. Rogue ready to close the gap in their points. The determination on these girls' faces right now is really inspiring.
Rowan Riley currently the kill leader so far today for Linn-Benton. She's 6 for 9 in her kills, also tallying 4 blocks. So has been working incredibly so far. Now this one will sneak through. Soraya Nanny just gets that one past Luttrell on the block.
You know, on the Ospreys quick sets, they really seem to have been working on those in practice because they're coming out to play a lot in this game.
They are having to adapt to finding a way around that block instead of going through it. Afudi sends it back. Willard on the reception. Carly, backcourt set to Helm, right back to Afudi. And it just popped over by Willard. Maddie Helm gets a piece of it. Willard just dishes it over, trying to let the defense reset. Sent down Maddie Helm. Another dig immediately tapped over by Luttrell. Some complications there. And that one will draw Faith Buchheit and Mia Carly both on it, but it drops in.
A classic communication issue there. Who's going for it? Who's going to get those close-up balls? This up-close play is fun to watch, though, I will say.
It is indeed. We're seeing some really nitty-gritty plays on offense and defense from both sides. A lot of close rallies. Mia Carly over to Willard, finds the opening. Afudi caught a piece of it, but just couldn't get under it enough.
15-9. Brooklyn Willard. And the serve is good.
Rogue in response, blocked, kept alive by Nanny. Now in response again, off the block, kept alive by Buchheit. Maddie Helm across, a little bit of danger there. Osprey still in it. Another great dig. And now dish to the backcourt of Afudi. Sends it across.
Set.
Off the block again. Rogue staying in it, dealing with these blocks quite well. But now an error will come through. Wallamaga not able to get that one clean through the marker. So it will be an attacking error for Rogue.
Brooklyn Willard continuing on serving for her team. Here she goes. Another great serve.
Off the block, and sometimes that's all it takes. Piper Farrell didn't take a big swing, but just pushed it off the left hand of a Linn-Benton defender. That will result in a point.
Now serving is number 1.
Soraya Nanny will head back to the bench to get a little bit of rest. Emma Ness back in and back to serve. Sends it across towards that back corner. Drops it right in front of Helm, and it will be an ace.
And let's see if she can do it again. The ball is up and in. She's going for that seam right there.
And now this one will sneak through. No, it will not. That will be a point for Rogue. Faith Buchheit couldn't quite get it there, so it will be another serve for Ness. This one just a little bit too much under it. Another service error. That's the 7th so far this match for Rogue. But having a little bit of trouble finding consistency in it.
We're flying through this game here, folks. Quickly approaching that 25-point mark.
Far side, huge swing coming out from Wallamaga. Willard in response, picked up well by Ness. Far side goes O'Farrell. Brelich back. Afudi keeps it alive. Dropped down by Buchheit. Will be able to drop that one right down the middle. And that's just not a fight you're going to win if you're Shayla Lacamiento. Brelich back to serve again with that left hand. This one will be low. So another service error from Linn-Benton. That's their 5th. So 12 total service errors combined with both teams so far. This game hasn't been as clean as we've seen really from either side all season long.
And those really do add up here, as we can see. Here we go, outside.
Maddie Hellam off the block.
Another outside set.
Hellam to Carly, gives it right back to her. Drops it down to Foodie, another nice dig.
Outside
Sent
hitter
across.
goes.
Carly in close.
Oh, and a deep tip there. Wow.
Annabelle Peterson. I don't know how she got so much power on what looked like a push, but she dished it beautifully to the back line. Mia Carly, Faith Bukite will hop out. Avery Hughes and as well as Rowan Riley back on the floor. Linn-Benton had a 6-point lead. Trying to continue it here in set number 2. Hughes, an uncharacteristic service error there again. She is the service ace leader for Linn-Benton so far this season, but just sent that one a little bit short, and Linn-Benton will give up 2 free points on service errors.
That's surprising. Maybe the pressure's getting to her. Oh, and here we go. Back to Linn-Benton for the serve. Got Maddie Helm here starting us off.
So another service error, this time from Ililualamaga.
Good serve, and it's up. Free balled over.
Sent across, Brelage gives it up to Hughes. The set to Brooklyn Willard, huge swing, straight off the hands, and it will drop in. Lualamaga taking the full force of that attack, did get her arms under it, but again, just couldn't elevate.
And here we see a prime example of Willard's talent, why she's leading this team here this season.
Foodie on the attempt, and that one goes long. And Rogue starting to lose control now. An 8-point lead for Linn-Benton. Able to keep this run up, a 4-point run now for the Beaks. This one received well.
Back.
Kept alive by Hellam. Hughes bumps
hit.
it up. Another good dig, battle at the net, and it will drop out of bounds. Who got the last touch?
It's a bit tricky. Line judges are looking at each other. There's a bit of dispute.
And it looks like the officials are going to talk about it. They said it was a tip off of Linn-Benton and fell out of bounds. Looks like they're discussing whether this point will stand. Original call was that it went the way of Rogue. Fully discussing, this would be the 23rd point for Linn-Benton, creating an even bigger lead.
And with a sport like volleyball, you know, it's really important to have all these different angles. That's why we have four people watching the lines here. And let's see who got the right angle, who saw that for what it really was.
And it looks like they will change their decision, so the point will go the way of Linn-Benton after discussion. That will put them up at 23. So the Roadrunners up 23-14. Maddie Hellam back to serve again. And we'll see Ava Elliott getting her first time in for Linn-Benton. Some communication between head coach Christine Nelson and the official, just trying to talk over that last play. We'll settle with the decision.
It's a good serve. Push. Here we go, outside to Willard.
So much power from Willard.
Can't save it.
Soraya Breezy, again, that kill straight at her. Got some of it. It's so tough to get all of it.
And here we are on our game point. Maddie Helm up with the serve.
10-point gap for Rogue to try and overcome here in set number 2. Good dig. Carly in close, tried to give Ava Elliott a kill. A Foodie in response off the hands of Elliott. Hughes sends it back. Rowan Riley off the block, and it drops. Linn-Benton, a dominant look here in set number 2, 25-14. What a performance.
What a set from Linn-Benton. Absolutely crushed it.
Stayed incredibly efficient on offense. Their defense was tough to match. We're going to cut to a quick break. When we come back, your third set. Set number 3 here between Linn-Benton and Rogue. The Roadrunners with a dominant second set, winning that one 25-14. The Ospreys struggling to kind of keep up with the pressure now that Linn-Benton have built.
Yeah, and here we go. 2 sets up from Linn-Benton. Rogue Valley has their work cut out for them here, but hopefully they can pull through and take that 75th win from Linn-Benton here.
Yeah, I think all Rogue are looking to do here, go 1 point at a time, at least try and take 1 set. Again, Linn-Benton as a team have not dropped a set since August, and for any team to do that, that's already a high achievement.
Absolutely.
So Rogue will start back to serve. Shayla Lacamiento will be back to it, has been that lead setter for Rogue, 11 assists on the day so far.
Oh, and it's good.
Carly,
here comes
close.
Quick set.
And that is a great look for Rogue. Grace Luttrell has one of the hardest swings in the entirety of the NWAC. And for her to get shut down to start a set, that's a great change of pace.
Bit of moisture on the ground, it seems like, wiping that up.
Soraya Nanny and Shorea Foodie
And here we
were able to get
go.
a piece of that block.
Lacamiento continuing with her serving streak.
Sends it across, picked up well by Brelich. Carly
It's back.
far side. Willard picked up well by Ness. A Foodie in response. Meets Helm, digs it out. Carly far side. Willard off the block, gets it to fall. Willard fails on one side, immediately rushes over to the other side, gets another attempt from Carly. She makes this one count.
1-1 here. Rogue coming back with a fire, trying to get back this set.
A Foodie off the block. Will get this one to fall. Grace Luttrell and Maddie Helm were standing off her way. Got it off the right arm of Helm and out of bounds. So Rogue will regain control. The Foodie, the kill leader for Rogue, not only in this season, but also today. She's 5 for 17, has had quite a few errors, but still leading the team. And now Maddie Helm doesn't get enough of this one. So an attacking error for her, her second of the night, will give Rogue a 2-point lead. Looking pretty similar to the last set with Linn-Benton, making a couple early mistakes.
Getting in the zone here, hopefully.
Carly, the kill dropped down by Pappas,
Outside.
kept up well. That's
Blocked.
a great block.
And there we go, Linn-Benton. They might be back, hopefully free from errors.
Amy Pappas, who stepped up big time last night against Southwestern Oregon, doing a great job in terms of defense. Has struggled a little bit with offense here today. 0 for 3 on her kills. Hasn't gotten a kill yet. Now Kinsey Brelich with a long serve. So another error for Linn-Benton. It seems like they're giving Rogue a couple free points here to start this third set.
The errors here are piling up. Hopefully it doesn't set them back too much later on in this set. And there's the serve.
Maness back in on the serve.
Out.
Another service error. Have seen these being exchanged quite a bit from either side. That's the 9th from Rogue in just 3 quick sets. We'll see Pappas and Carly hop out. Rowan Riley and Avery Hughes back in.
And these errors can be so frustrating for a team mentally. They really got to shake it off and just lock in for these next couple points here.
Hughes sends it across. Received well. In response, Walamaga. This one dug up. Maddie Helm strikes. And this one will drop in. No, kept alive at the net. And it won't get over in time. Treya Foodie did a great job initially digging out that first strike, but so tough to keep it going from there on. Hughes back to serve again. Off the net.
Outside.
Falls to Wallamaga, blocked early by Annabelle Peterson. Hughes.
Go outside.
Far side, Maddie Helm shut down. There will be a nice blocking coming through for Rogue.
Still going back and forth with those points. It's hard to tell who's going to take the lead here.
It's been a really good back and forth as Soraya Breezy will re-enter. There's Andrea Flores, who got her first time in, now rotating out, but she was a part of that block. So making her minutes count well. Avery Hughes up
and
close and personal.
Set.
Annabelle Peterson lets it fly.
Looking for those seams with precision. Wow. And here we go, Helm. Back up for the serve. There it is, and it's in. Outside, back.
Through the middle, Helm, what a dig. That one straight at her, kept it going.
And here we go, outside hitter.
Wallamaga got a piece of it, far side again. Rowan Riley off the block, kept alive, not for much longer. It will drop in. Linn-Benton, after a little bit of a struggle early, will take the lead here in the third set.
Helm continuing her serving streak here. These serving errors have been piling up, so hopefully she can keep this going. And she can. Outside. Oh.
That one sneaks
Just over the
over.
net.
Willard tried to keep it alive. Wallamaga will get credited for the kill. Brelage to Hughes, far side is Willard, soft touch, couldn't get it over. And that'll drop in close. Rogue immediately battle back and get 2 points back.
And you know, it's interesting to watch the coach here. She's gentle but firm with her players. I think that is very respectable.
Great dig coming out from the far side. It was Wallamaga who got a piece of it. Hughes sets it up. We'll give it over to Brelage. Willard struck, and it will be a violation on Rogue, so that'll tie us back up at 7. Annabelle Peterson back in and back to serve. She's 5 for 9 on the night with a block and a dig, helping out well defensively. Is one of those freshmen that you're going to be looking towards next season for Linn-Benton.
Oh, absolutely. And because it's just that 2-year program, she's got only this year and next year for her time here with the Beaks. So hopefully she can grow as much as possible within that.
Yeah, her and Amy Pappas have been going back and forth, exchanging stats, and there will be a competition next year to see who becomes kind of that sophomore ace for Linn-Benton, as they've both been doing so well. I mean, Annabelle Peterson has a bit more of the defensive factor to her. She's currently 3rd in total blocks for Linn-Benton, also while helping out with that offense. But 8-8 here in set number 3. Linn-Benton not able to gather a lead quite yet. Hughes dropped it back down. Hughes couldn't reach it. Soraya Nanny got on top of it, so Rogue will reclaim the lead. We'll see if the pattern sticks, getting closer and closer to that double-digit mark, and that's where Linn-Benton likes to pull away, and we will see service error from Naomi Johnson.
Tied up once again. Linn-Benton starting to get serious. It's not going to be as easy as these other 2 matches.
Carly and Pappas back in. Mia Carly, that leading setter, who has in fact made 0 attacking or receiving errors this entire season. She's always been so reliable, and she delivers a set straight to the freshman. Amy Pappas is currently the freshman leader in kills for Linn-Benton. And again, one of those players to watch, could be the ace next year. Deep serve from Carly, and now Afuti off the block and out of bounds. Will respond well. Treya Afuti her 6th kill of the night. Has struggled to be a little bit efficient. She's got 6 kills, but also 6 attacking errors.
It's a bit of a mixed bag there. But here we go. Here's the serve.
Popped up by Pappas. Carly has to bump it over. Now tapped by Pappas. Deep set, nudged over by Lacamiento.
Here we go.
Far
Here's the
side,
set.
Brooklyn Willard strikes.
What a powerhouse. Brooklyn Willard again.
Makes it look easy. Straight past the libero, Emma Ness. Found that back corner. No one could reach it, so Linn-Benton will reclaim the lead, 11-10. Trying to go on a bit of a run here. Willard sends it across. This one deep, but perfectly placed.
Right on that back line. Brooklyn knows what she needs to do here. Her coach, her team counting on her to get them some points.
She is sitting at 25 service aces on the season. Now might pick up another. This one will be eventually turned across after a dangerous reception. Carly far side. Luttrell able to send it over towards the back corner. Nudged over again by Rogue. Carly up front. Maddie Hellam swings off the hand of Emma Ness and straight out of bounds. That had some velocity behind it.
Absolutely. The power behind some of these hits. I know that their training regimen must be intense for those.
Short serving close from Willard. Far set off the hands of one. Carly.
There we go.
Far side finds Pappas
and another
drops
one.
another one in.
The
precision. Again, we're tied at 10-10, and a timeout will be called by Rogue head coach Christine Nelson. Looking to slow it down as Linn-Benton, a 4-point run to keep things going.
Absolutely. And Linn-Benton here, they have been looking for these seams, for these holes on the court, and it's paying off. They're really starting to strategize and see where they can find the weaknesses from the other team.
And Linn-Benton, as a team, they look very composed right now.
Absolutely.
Head coach Jamie Frazier, of course, going over some small things to work on, but right now, again, when they're on that high point, there's really not much to change. Getting that offense working, slowing down the attacks enough for your defenders to pick up quick digs and quick turnarounds. And that turns it into a 14-10 lead. Again, Linn-Benton looking for another sweep for their 75th match win in a row.
Linn-Benton really kicked on that offense here. And Rogue, they're going to have to up their defense if they want to win this set.
I did honestly think we were going to see a little bit more of it. They started off the third set by blocking Grace Luttrell, which is not an easy thing to do. Since then, I don't think we've seen another block from Rogue in this set. We'll see what the Ospreys do after the timeout. Brooklyn Willard back to serve again. Sends it across. Foodie picks it up. Lacamiente dropped it up to Nanny, and it's dropped by Grace Luttrell. And that's that leader in blocks for Linn-Benton, proving to be so dominant up front.
Both offensively and defensively, Linn-Benton is doing well in these last couple points. See if they can keep it up.
Foodie, Lacamiente back to a Foodie, blocked again. Maddie Hellam caught a piece of that one. A Foodie was looking right down that right sideline. Maddie Hellam got her left hand there, drops it in close, and Linn-Benton have a 16-10 lead. We'll see how long Rogue hang on to that second timeout.
Much of this is due to Brooklyn Willard for keeping up that streak, having her team continue to make points.
Now another block coming through. Grace Luttrell adds on another 3 blocks in a row for Linn-Benton, resulting in points. And again, this looking similar to earlier sets where Rogue can just not seem to break through. A Foodie receives. Lacamiente far side to Flores. Lacamiente again looking for Flores, pushes it over. The whistle will be blown, and there will be a violation on Rogue. That makes it 18-10.
Those violations, they really do add up, especially at this point in the set, 18-10. This is not the point where you want to have a bunch of errors.
Yeah, this one getting a little bit out of hand for Rogue. Have struggled with their hitting as well. Their hitting percentage actually in the negatives right now. Brelage lobs it up for Pappas, and she strikes. Amy Pappas able to add on another kill to continue this streak for the Roadrunners.
The consistency here is really shaping up. Brooklyn Willard still at serve.
Number 6, Perseus Rosas Suanishi.
We will see Perseus Rosas Suanishi getting her first time in for Rogue. Freshman number 6 getting a little bit of time, but Linn-Benton just going to keep playing as they have been. Willard sends it across again. Up front, tapped across. Willard keeps it alive. Carly, far side, finds Pappas. Deep kill attempt will be sent right back over. Carly looking for Luttrell. Big swing off the hands. The whistle is blown, and it'll go the way of Linn-Benton, but an incredible dig for Ili Lualamaga. Took the full force of a Luttrell swing and made a very clean dig, but the violation will fall. So 10-point gap. Flores blocked, and that will drop inbounds. Linn-Benton extend the lead 21-10, and there is the second timeout from Rogue. And I mean, what more can you do here?
And you know, those technicality, elements of volleyball, they really are coming into play here. It seems like there's not really the same confidence or the same aspects of technique that we saw earlier in this set from Rogue. They're getting nervous, and I think that shows.
And it does seem like Rogue, it seems like they're getting a little bit more nervous as maybe the end is closing in, but also they're seeming to get tired out a little bit from Linn-Benton. I mean, set number 1 was 25-20. Set number 2 is 25-14. Now Linn-Benton closing in on 25. Rogue's only at 10. So Linn-Benton just seemed to get more and more efficient, and Rogue, on the other hand, getting less and less so. Right now, their hitting percentage, -0.1.
Oh, that's a rough number. Mentally, too, I know that this is taking a toll on Rogue here. After hit, Brooklyn Willard still serving. They need to keep their head in the game.
And we will see Molly Schottefer hop in place of Maddie Hellam. Dished over by Carly, and she finds the opening. Mia Carly with her first dish of the night. Carly, as a setter, is actually second in hitting percentage for Linn-Benton just because of those quick dishes that catch the opponent off guard, and now Willard will have a service error.
Oh, such a good streak.
Now serving is number 6.
Still can't keep it going, but Rogue down by 11. Linn-Benton 3 points away from closing this match out.
They're so close to that 75th match victory. I can feel it in the air.
And that one drops in. Another tough reception. Shayla Lacamiento not able to get there.
Also a substitution, number 7, Lauren Burns. Also a substitution for Rogue. Number 11, Piper.
And again, Linn-Benton up 23-11 over the Ospreys. Do want to give a quick shout out to Mark Majeski, the athletic director here at Linn-Benton Community College, for letting us at KBVR TV set up and host this broadcast. Brelage
Here we go.
sends it away.
Quick set. Oh!
That's a dominant look
Deep
from
close
Rogue.
to that back line.
Soraya Nanny with a great point for the Ospreys.
Soraya Nanny.
They are still in this game at 23-12.
That was Nanny's 5th kill of the night, just behind Afudi at 6. Sent across, picked up well. Carly in close, will be kept alive. Immediately back, Willard with a good send.
Oh!
Another dish from Carly off the hands of one. Kept alive by the Ospreys. Brelage to Carly again. Up front, off target, will be kept alive. Great effort from Molly Schottefer.
Some creative moves happening here. We're going back. Oh,
Amy Pappas off the hands of
they
Lacamiente,
get
off the ceiling.
and here we go.
Rogue keep it alive. Carly again up close,
Oh!
mistimes it with the freshman Lauren Burnt.
Such a good rally. They are giving us a show here tonight, folks.
The attack attempt off the hands of Lacamiente went all the way up to the rafters and still kept in play by Rogue. They shortened the gap down to 10, but then a service error at a critical moment.
Those service errors.
And that'll bring us to match point as Rowan Riley and Avery Hughes hop back in.
A lot of pressure on Hughes here. Match point.
Drops it in, picked up well. Lacamiente far side, a little bit of miscommunication. Dug out by Brelich. Hughes far side, and it will be an attacking error. That will be called on Schottefer.
But at this point, they have enough wiggle room that this point is not going to hurt them so much. Linn-Benton so close to victory here. Let's see how Rogue will do.
Flores across, Willard to Hughes in close off the block, kept alive by Rogue, staying in, and now a dish comes through. That will drop in. Shayla Lacamiento steals a page out of Mia Carley's book. Will pick up a kill just like that. 24-15, Linn-Benton still in a comfortable spot. Down court, tough reception, and immediately over off the hands of Molly Schottefer.
Linn-Benton really feeling the pressure here. Last couple points have been because of their errors. Let's see if we can focus in for this last point.
Again, right at Schottefer.
Oh, a
tough
save.
reception. Brelich and Willard able to send it across.
And outside.
And now
And
this
it's
one
up.
kept alive. A great keep up by Schottefer. Far side again, and now sent to the back corner. Naomi Johnson finds her second kill of the night.
The Ospreys are still in this, fighting hard for these last couple points.
Yeah, I've just seen some tough defensive looks from the freshmen in Lauren Burnt and Molly Schottefer. Hughes gives it in close to Burnt, and she'll
There
break
it is.
through. Lauren
Match
Burnt
points.
will pick up her third kill of the season to end this matchup.
Great ending move. That makes this their 75th win in a row. That is impressive.
A huge milestone, 20-0 so far now in this season, 75 wins. We're gonna cut to a quick break. When we come back, we'll go over this matchup, do a quick little recap. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back. Post-game here at Linn-Benton Community College. The Roadrunners able to take down the Rogue Ospreys in a 3-0 sweep. Set number 1, 25-20. Set number 2, 25-14. And set number 3, 25-17. It was a really dominant performance from Linn-Benton.
Absolutely.
It's become the norm for this
Yes.
team all season long. 20-0 overall. I mean, completely undefeated. The only undefeated team left. Saw some great plays all around from Linn-Benton. Saw Rowan Riley really step up big time. Brooklyn Willard was the kill leader with 10. Rowan Riley had some huge steps. Grace Luttrell, always fun to watch.
Yes.
But the defense kind of caught up with her. I was really impressed by Rowan Riley tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I think Brooklyn Willard, once again, just showing up for this team. That serving streak was impeccable. Oh, my goodness. But just the team in general, the blocking was really incredible today, both on the offensive and the defensive side. I think, you know, Linn-Benton really did click in. They were really working as a team. That unity and that cohesion really shone through. Yes.
It was pretty incredible all around.
Okay. If this game is any indication of how the season will go, then you will definitely want to attend the upcoming game against Chemekana Community College happening on October 19th. Come support our Beaks.
KBVR TV will be broadcasting that game as well. So make sure you catch that one again, October 19th versus Chemeketa. My name is Brad Whitman, alongside me, Phoebe Eisen. Thank you for stopping by again. Final score, 3-0 Linn-Benton. We'll see you next time.